Hola. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We are going live. Pass the word. Tell the people that we are live. That Educator to Trader is on live. Live at 5 on Sunday evening. This is what we do. Every Sunday we go live at 5, prepping ourselves for what the week has to offer, getting ourselves ready for what the week holds. Hello, everyone. Hi. Excuse me. If you're hanging out with us, I appreciate you. I want you to know that I always appreciate it when people decide to spend their time with me. Get this microphone straight. There we go. Appreciate it when you decide to spend your time with me. Hey, Miss Deborah. Hey. As you come in, say hi to me. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're hanging out from. How you enjoying your weekends? What's going on? We're getting ourselves prepped to celebrate Martin Luther King holiday tomorrow. We do have a day off from the market, a day off from work for many people, depending on what kind of work you do. You may have a day off from work. Tomorrow, I have a day off from school, which I appreciate that. Even though anytime we have a day off from school, in fact, you got to play catch up. So you got to play catch up. Hold on, let me make sure I've got and I don't. Hold on. I hope this is going to hold. There we go. And I got to get on the right internet. I'm in my office, and in my office I have a dedicated internet. But when I change from two places in the house, it doesn't. The house internet will come with me, but my office internet won't go out there. So I have to make sure that when I come in here, I turn on the office internets. Hopefully that'll make sure. I know we've had some times in the past where we've had, interruptions and glitches. Hopefully that is not an issue anymore. But hey, we're gonna take it as it comes. Written in 10. Hey there, how you doing? All right, let's see what we got going today. We got a lot of stuff I want to cover today. We're going to talk about the meetings that are coming up during the week. We're going to talk about earnings because earnings season is now kicking up. We're going to do that on this call. We're going to talk about our some trade ideas. We're going to talk about that. And at the end, I'm going to share with you an exciting thing we got coming next month. Well, it's coming into this month. So we're halfway through the month, right? Hey, Deborah, the other Deborah. Or another Deborah. We got Deborah Speller and Deborah Moore. Hey there. So at the end, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. Colorado, oh my goodness, it's probably freezing there. Colorado. Ooh. Do you go skiing, Miss Deborah? Are you a skier? I keep saying I'd like to go skiing, but I don't know. Isn't that what they do in Colorado? They ski a little bit in Colorado. I think that's what they do there, is they ski. Okay, if y'all hear that motorcycle thing outside, my grandson is here riding up and down the street on his motorcycle with his father. So that's happening. Y'all may not hear it, but you just may. And if you do, just know it's them my people out there. Oh, good. Okay, let's see what we got to go with today. Well, it is the week of January the week of January the 15th through the 19th, but the market is going to be closed on the 15th because of Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. We appreciate that. We appreciate them honoring him and the legacy and all that he's done. Definitely we appreciate, and they're going to honor it, even honoring it by, it's cold today. Yeah, they're honoring it with the market's going to be closed. All the banks and stuff are going to be closed. So we can go with that. Let's start to share my screen. Okay, I'm going to share with you. This is what, let me get a bigger one. There we go. Because otherwise it's going to be hard to see it. We can actually take me off the screen to see if that makes it. Nope, wrong screen. I need to make this a little bit bigger so we can see what, if in case you're trying to read it, just in case you want to read what's happening here, we'll make it big enough for you to be able to read it. So tomorrow, which will be Monday the 15th, is the market will be closed, right? So bank holiday, all the holidays, I've already mentioned that a couple times. Tuesday, WEF annual meeting. Let's see what the WEF is. World Economic Forum. Okay, World Economic Forum. That's all happening for the next 2 days, looks like. It was happening maybe 3 days. It's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, looks like, annual meetings. They are orange folders. Orange folder means medium volatility may be expected, right? But on Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning before market opens, we have the Empire State Manufacturing Index, which is a red folder. That's a red folder. So we got, why do we care? They usually tell us why we care. Why traders care. It's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and changes in their sentiment can be an early signal of future economic activity such as spending, hiring, and investment. Okay, that's why we care about the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Excuse me. At 11 o'clock, we have FOMC member Waller is going to speak, which is a yellow folder. Wednesday, we've got some red folders and some orange and orange folder. 8:30 in the morning, core retail sales month over month, retail sales month over month. Those are coming in at 8:30 in the morning. Import prices month over month. FOMC member Barr and Bowman are going to speak at 9. This is all still before the market opens. Industrial production, 9:15. Capacity utilization rate still before the market opens. 10 o'clock, we've got yellow folders after that. Beige book, National Association of Home Buyers. FOMC member Williams will speak at 3 o'clock. Then we can move on to Thursday. We actually still have the WEF. So I said it was only 3 days. Seems like it's all 5. The WEF annual meeting continues into Thursday. It goes all day long. FOMC member Bostic is going to speak on Thursday morning at 7:30, yellow folder, which I'm always interested that when everybody else from FOMC members speaks, FOMC members, they show like yellow folders. But of course, we know when Jerome speaks, it's going to be red. But sometimes Bostic is even orange. So I'm surprised that Bostic at this point is yellow. But if it's still before the market opens, so it may not be a deal. 8:30 in the morning, we got unemployment claims. That's a red folder. Building permits, the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, orange folder. This is all before the market opens on Thursday. Natural gas storage, crude oil inventories, and FOMC member Bostic will speak again. It's like they spoke in the morning. Must be some meeting they're going to. Maybe it matters where they're speaking as to whether it's orange or yellow or whatever. But that happens at 11:30. That's all Thursday. And then on Friday, another red folder, preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment. In this particular thing, they asked 500 people some questions about the economy, and the way those 500 people answer is what they get this consumer sentiment out of this. The WEF annual meetings are continuing. Existing home sales, preliminary University of Michigan inflation expectations. That's all 10 o'clock on Friday. The Tik long-term purchases, and FOMC member Daly will speak. So from what we can see here, we've got a red folder each day this week. Each day that we're going to be open, the market is going to be open, there will be a red folder. Most of them are happening before market opens, but we do know that those red folders can affect what happens in the market even after it does open, right? After the market does open, we still can have an effect. Those things can still have an effect. Let's move to what earnings we have going this week. What earnings do we have this week? Well, of course, Monday, the market is closed, so we're not having any earnings there. Tuesday, though, we start the banks. Well, we started a few banks Friday. We had a few banks. I think we had Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, and I think there was Wells Fargo. I think those were this past Friday. Coming into Tuesday, we're going to continue the banks, and banks kind of lead the way, or financial people kind of lead the way into the earnings seasons. So Tuesday morning before market opens, we've got Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Applied Blockchain, of course, is a applied blockchain that goes with the crypto stuff. PNC, Mercantile, First Bank, Guarantee Bank and Trust, Interactive Brokers, which is not really a bank, but I guess it's a financial product because it's a broker. Progress, not really sure what they are. Hancock Whitney, I believe that's financial. Calavo, Fulton Financial, and Pinnacle Financial Partners, right? That's all Tuesday. Wednesday, we got Charles Schwab, which is another broker taking over. They have bought out TD Ameritrade. Prologis or Prologis, U.S. Bancorp, Citizens Bank, Citizens Group. Alcoa is Wednesday after market close. Discover, Wintrust, Kinder Morgan, Synovus, and HB Fuller, right? Thursday morning, though, TSMC, this is a semiconductor. This is the Taiwan Semiconductor. Is Thursday morning before open. Texas Central Bank, Fastenal, Truist, First Horizon, M&T Bank, KeyBank, Northern Trust, Insteel, and HOMB. This is some kind of bank shares, I believe it says. Thursday after market closes, PPG, JB Hunt, the Bank of the Ozarks, First National Bank. You know, every time I think about the Bank of the Ozarks, I think about that show, that show called Ozark. Was it Ozark or Ozarks? Now I was thinking about that show where they were doing their thing. Anyway, Bank of the Ozarks, First National Bank, Ocean First. I think this is Banner Bank, Independent Bank, Metropolitan Commercial. And Friday morning, we've got SLB, Fifth Third Bank, Huntington, Ally, Travelers, Regions, State Street, Comerica, and then the World Acceptance Corporation. That's all that's going there. Okay. I wanted to talk to you real quick about, I want to talk to you about what last week looked like. What did last week look like, right? I jumped right into next week's lessons and didn't talk about what happened last week. So let me get that set up for you so we can talk about what happened last week, because we had some interesting stuff to happen last week. Well, we always do. Everything every week in the market is interesting, right? Everything every week is interesting. We should be able to see now what the chart looks like for SPX, which is last week. Y'all see, it's been running. And it ran right up into a resistance place. This resistance showed up from back here in December of 2022, or that's January the 3rd. The first trading day probably of the year. This is where this resistance showed up from. And we're here again. Now, it went through it just a little bit. So, but you can't, count this as a breakthrough because, remember, all resistance is a zone. And this zone over here actually goes up as high as, I didn't want that one, goes up as high as the top of this wick. So the zone really goes up to as high as 48.18, right? So as long as you're in this zone here, then there could be a reversal, right? We've had a lot of upward movement over the past, what's this? Where's this? The weekly chart. This is the weekly chart we're looking at. So over the past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, then we pulled back just a little bit and we ran up again right back into it. So about 10 weeks of upward trending, right? But we've come into resistance, a resistant zone in this place. Let's move to the daily chart so we can see this is what it looks like on the daily chart. I have this black up here to told you was 48.18 was the top of that zone, and the price has come into it, but you see it's gone into it and then pulled back some. Y'all see this? This could, I don't like to speculate about the market because I'm not offering anybody any investment advice, but it's up here in the zone, in the resistance area. So it really could turn and come on back the other way. But of course, we trade what we see. Trade what you see. That's what we do. You trade what you see, not what you hope to see. Many times the support and resistance will hold, but you want to trade what you see. But it's looking like, there's a pretty big trend going. I want to turn on the volume so we can see what does the volume look like. It was real high back here, but it's starting to fall off some. But it's kind of volume has been kind of holding steady. This is SPX we're looking at. Volume's kind of holding steady there. Let's go look and see what SPY, if SPY looks any different. And of course, they're going to look a lot alike because they are both the S&P 500. So they're going to look a lot alike as far as that goes, right? But you see here the volume has fallen off. And sometimes volume falling off can be an indication of a turnaround. So again, we want to trade what you see here. All right, trade what you see. That's really what my point is with that. But that's what happened last week as far as SPY and SPX went. We had a green week overall. You see, we've got these 5 candles. We had a green week overall. Not sure what's going to come for next week. Let me put myself back on the screen. Not sure what's going to come for next week, but we'll be ready. We're going, like I said, we're going to trade what we see. That's how we do that, right? That's how we do that. Let's talk a little bit about some opportunities that we would have for some trades, some tricker trades. If you follow me on any social media platform, then you should have seen this graphic. Well, I'll say any day that back. If you follow me on Facebook, I got ready to put it on Instagram and got sidetracked. So it may not be there. Okay, I see a comment. Let me make sure I'm not leaving off something that somebody wants to comment. I need help in understanding this better. Yeah, well, hang out with us. We'll definitely understand it better. I also have a I'll put it up. They also have a resource that may be able to help you out. Definitely look at that for Lisa and anybody else who's here who's looking for how do we understand what's going on. You can really start there if you want to see about options for beginners. You can get this quick start guide, which is going to give you kind of got to have a little bit of information in order for the quick start guide. It's actually going to guide you into some stuff, but it is for beginners. I don't have that information. It's really for beginners, but I have a training that is optionsquickstart.com. Let me put it into the comments so that way you'll know where we're going. Come on. If I click it, it takes too long to move over. Then I click it again and it optionsquickstart.com. This is a free resource there. If you somebody who wants information, you can definitely look there and grab hold to that. If you want to learn more like in a full training, or if you're a newbie, I put here, if you're a newbie and really want to learn step by step about options, which many of us, including me, are people who, I'm one who needs to kind of do it in step by step because I like to just have it be, flow, be in an orderly fashion. That may be you as well. And if that's you, then, okay, I'm going to turn that into, okay, let's make it not do that. Sorry, y'all. I don't want it to scroll. I want this to be a straight banner, just a picture. There we go. If you're an option newbie, you might want to go ahead and grab the resource training for options 411. All right. Coolie. Let's look at these trade ideas. They're on my Facebook page. If you have, hey, Tamar, if you follow me on Facebook or you're part of Educator2Trader Facebook group, either place, then you should have seen this graphic today. I think I posted it in a couple of other groups as well, so you may have seen this graphic. If not, if you haven't, you're not a part of our Facebook group, then go ahead and look for us, Educator2Trader, in the groups and ask to be let in, and I'll let you in. But these are some trade ideas for this week. Again, not investment advice, really just saying these are some possibilities. Alrighty, cash secure puts. We're looking at HUT, which I think HUT is HUT 8 mining. It goes with the crypto and Bitcoin space. Riot, same space. Save is not Southwest, the other people. Spirit Airlines is saved, the 14 strike. TZA is here, and then Upstart is here as well. Okay, go back. There we go. Some call credit spread ideas. Notice I put a lot more XLs on here this time. The XLs are the sector spiders. They're ETFs, so you're not just picking one stock and whatever whim that stock works with. But when you're dealing with the sector and you're dealing with an ETF, not just a sector, when you're dealing with an ETF, you've got a, menagerie of stocks. And you won't experience the same level of volatility that you would with an individual stock, right? So I did some charting of some of these, and we're actually going to look at some of these today. We did some charting, and we'll see if I want to show you how we came up with these. We came up with these numbers and these opportunities, right? If there's something on this list that you'd like us to look at, put it in the chat. I got some that I picked. I picked XLB, ENPH, UAL, and I picked XLK, TNA, and INTC. If there's something else on here you want to look at, definitely say so, so we can take a look when we go to the charts. Take a look when we go to the charts, okay? Let me make sure there's nothing here I wanted to discuss. Okay, we'll go there next. All righty, let's see where we are. Can I move you? You don't want to move. There you go. What did we say we're going to look at first? XLB. Now listen, we always start with the chart. We always start with the chart to make sure you can see what we're working with. Sometimes the chart can be a little confusing, but if there's not a clear path forward, then that means you stand down, right? If there's not a clear path forward, then we stand down. This is the chart. Some of these, you see these dark lines, these showed up yesterday during our chart your way to 100K. We had that yesterday. Ooh, it was really good. If I do say so myself, it was really good. Yesterday, we did chart your way to 100K. The second week, we did week 2, where we did trends and support and resistance. We did gaps, we did volume, and then we looked at some trade ideas at the end of it. That was really, really good learning. Really good learning. Okay, so we're looking at XLB at this point. XLB, everybody can see, hopefully. XLB. We're currently right here. It has come down and hit the support/resistance. It was resistance back here, and now it's support. That's what happened. Support and resistance are interchangeable. It went on through that area, and now it has hit a support area. It's also in the bounced off this channel. There's a downward trend line, if you want to call that, or trend channel, and it basically hit that, and now it's going up. We got 2 trend lines. It hit this trend line here, as well as the channel going on. Got a lot happening here. I guess you could say this may be like a flag thing happening, so you'll see which way we're going, right? I kind of have the idea that we're coming from support and going on up to some more, going on up from here. So that's why on your on the chart, not the chart, what's the thing called? On the little graphic I gave you, I put XLB is I think I did it as a call credit spread, but I felt like it could potentially be both, right? But if you look at the weekly chart, I'm going to switch over to the weekly chart, because on the weekly chart, it's definitely giving a little bit more of an indication that it may have some more downward pressure. So it may be good to go with the initial trend. This is the weekly chart. So these are 3 weekly candles. May be good to go with the weekly trend of a call credit spread first, and you see later in the week whether or not to do a put credit spread. But if we were looking here for a call credit spread, we got a gap here between the last 2 weeks. The top of this gap is 84.32, which is why I said 85.86 on the for the trade. Well, I'm switching over to our single, we use our probability out of the money. This is a 50-cent spread for XLB. And if we're looking for 75 plus on the probability out of the money, that puts us at the 85 strike. Okay, that puts us at the 85 strike. Now, again, I want you to be clear. As I'm talking about the things I see, I still want you to wait till Tuesday. Now at this point, you got to wait till Tuesday. Wait till Tuesday. See what happens. See how things open. Give it till 10:30, 11 o'clock, somewhere in there. Make sure it's doing what you think it's going to be doing before you enter. And then 85 may no longer be the strike. You're looking then to see what it do. And you're looking for your probability out of the money. You're looking for these things. So you want to make sure that you check these before you enter the trade. Just don't blindly go with 85 because the market has to open. It's got the rest of the weekend. We got post-market. We got pre-market on Tuesday. You got it. Okay. So make sure that you check these numbers before you enter the trade. All right. But at this point, based on what I see, I could go with 85, 86. And if we were looking, the market is closed, but if we were looking for 85, 86, let's see if we can get it to this right here ain't right. As far as these numbers go, this is not correct because it's a one spread. So you can't make $200 off of $100 trade. Not as a seller. It doesn't work like that. So some of these spiders, I think when the market has to be open for them to set these prices to be correct. So let's just wait for that. Okay. If you're interested in XLB, look at that on Monday. Tuesday. I keep saying Monday. Sorry, everybody. Let's look at ENPH. ENPH is next on my list. Did anybody put in the list? Nobody put anything there they want us to look at. So I'll just go with my list. I'll just keep on with my list. This is ENPH in phase. I traded this last week off of last week's list. I'm trying to think of what all these lines. Sometimes I clear all the lines. That way I can clearly see and to start to make sure, that's what's wrong. That's on the weekly chart. We need to go to the daily. I chart almost everything on the daily. I do look at the weekly for stronger zones because the weekly provides stronger zones than the daily, but I generally start at the daily. Okay, I got you, Adrian, on NVIDIA. Okay. Here we go. We're looking at the daily chart, checking out what kind of supports, resistance, trends we've got. Okay, above us, we've got some resistance right here. If we were going to go up, there's a gap right here between these two. So the top of the gap is going to also provide some resistance. Okay. Let's go. We've got a trend line we can look at. We're trending downwards. We've been trending downwards from here to here, right? We need two things to make a trend. Two lines to make a trend. There we go. Go ahead and click. There we go. Got a trend line going there. We also have, though, underneath us, which we have to look at support now. The top of this candle is going to provide support because this was a gap. This was a buyer's gap. So the top of that candle is going to also provide support. And if we look over here, this candle from back here actually provided some support as well. So maybe why we're right here, coming down into this descending decal, descending flag. They got so many names to the different things, but it kind of hit close just below that. So if we're looking, I have in phase as a call credit spread at 120 and 121. So up here in this area, I got it up here in this area, 120, 121, because it's a seller's gap, which the top of that gap is going to provide resistance, right? So 120, 121. Let's go look at what we're looking at for, where are we at for 120? 120 is actually here. Yeah. Looking at our probability out of the money, 120 puts us at 88% probability out of the money. Well, I try to go closer to 75 because you get better premiums. And this is 116. I don't know, 116. Our current price is 110, so it makes sense. If we're looking at our plus minus number, you always want to keep that in mind too. That's plus 6.5. So if we added 6.5 to our 110, we'd be at 116, 116 and a half. I would did 120 because 120 took us above the gap area there. But we want to, you bring all these pieces of information together. 120, 121 may not provide us any premiums. 120, 121, I believe I'm on the line. And we're talking about $4 right here. That we don't want $4 for $100 of collateral, or $8 once you click the button. But we want to, I usually try to go with between 75 and 80% probability out of the money. I usually go with that because that's going to give me a reasonable amount of premiums and a reasonable amount of success. 80% probability out of the money is like a point. 80% there means it's 80% probability of the trade being successful. 80% of the time you'll be successful, 20% of the time not. When you're in the 20%, you just close your trades a little bit earlier, and you make sure that you watch your losses and stop loss and all those good things, right? Looks like 116, 117 puts us into this area right here. That's ENPH. Okay, I put United Airlines is also on the, I guess United Airlines got hit with all the stuff with Boeing. But this big old red candle here is, did they have some news? That United Airlines have bad news? Don't you bring me no bad news. Did the United Airlines have bad news? What's this all about? Anybody in the chat know what happened there? I don't know, but it's dropping right down into some support. But sometimes when it's dropping hard and fast, it can go through your support. But support is right here, and it's a pretty good one because it hit this same spot, the 39.53, and ran up, right? So we also have this gap just above where we were that has now been formed, just above this big old candle. So I went with a call credit spread based on the gap. At the bottom of the gap, which is 44, should provide some resistance. But there's another little gap in here that kind of halfway got filled. It's actually a few gaps because this is another gap in here, and that's 43.5. And then we're right at the top of this candle is our 42. So let's see what probability out of the money has to say. Somewhere. Okay. UAAR. Oh, probability out of the money. That's where I was going. 80% probability out of the money puts us at, was that 41.5? Yep. And we've got a plus or minus 1.7 up here. So if we add 1.7 to this, it puts us at like 40, 41, 41 and a half. Yep, 41 and a half. That's a good place for that. Maybe the Boeing issue affected them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that's a big old. That was a monster. But I wonder if that's United Airlines. So did Delta have that same level? Yep, they got hit too. And we know Boeing fell. That's just where those Boeing, this was Boeing. When the attached things or things that are related tend to trend together. Basically, this is Boeing. They tried to recover it a bit, but nope. The gap down here had a few days where they thought it was going to hold itself up, and then it fell down some more. So United Airlines, you can look at that as a potential call credit spread. I definitely would want to probably get above this. Above that, I think what made me pick that 41 is this candle right here. This candle right here is was a support. And now that we're below it, it will be resistance. That's where that 41.2 is. That's what I think. That's what made me pick that, or made me be comfortable with that, because according to probability out of the money and the plus minus 1.7, there you're in a good place, right? You got enough resistance there for the week. United Airlines is that one. Call credit spread. You got the graphic. Let's go look at NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is on our graphic. Did I put it there for? I think I put it there as a call credit spread. I did see a put credit spread number, but I didn't put it on here, but I did look at. We'll look at it now. We get ready to look at the chart. The reason I was thinking about maybe not doing the put credit spread is because it's definitely showing some, some weakening up in here, and we hit this resistance and drop back a bit. Not saying that NVIDIA can't just pull back a little bit and run up some more, but I feel like this is something, this actually is, now that we're at this all-time highs or 52-week high. Could it keep going up? Absolutely. I mean, it has, so it definitely could keep going up, but you've got a resistance here. This was NVIDIA, kind of, to me, would be a continue to watch, because I think I put 547, 550, 547.5 and 550, and that's right at this line, which could be a little, you might want to go a little bit higher as far as selecting your strikes. So if we're looking, maybe I did 557, 560. I think I went up that high. I wouldn't have gone as low as 547 because NVIDIA's got too much power and too much strength for that. So I'm pretty sure I did 557. That's a 72% probability out of the money. You might want to go a little higher even to, what's that, 560? So, but I did look, if you look at the probability out of the money on the put credit spread side, you also could go down to about 530. Could go down to about 530 potentially. I don't know if I do that, the 530, which is like here, until I had seen, 530 is right there, a little bit lower than that. The bottom of this gap, which would provide some support, but I think you'd want to see, what's going on. If we're going with the trend is definitely still going, it shows upwards, but notice our volume has fallen off as well. So the power to keep going in the upwards direction has waned a bit. So we may want to, think about that it may be coming back down. And if it's coming, you don't want to drop through your put credit spread either. So this is one that maybe keep your eye on. All right. Adrian, I hope that was helpful. NVIDIA, I don't know if I made it any really clear, but if you're going to go with like 560, 560's up here, it could pop, you could use that as your resistance. Let's look at the plus minus number. Plus minus number is 18 on NVIDIA. So that's plus minus 20. Basically, I always round these up. So 18 is going to take us up to like 550, 565, right? 565, which is a little higher than even the 560. And if we take away 17 or 18, they're going to put us at 530, a little bit lower than 530. All right. This is the plus minus number. This basically the broker saying they believe it will move somewhere between plus minus 18.9. So a lot of times I'll round this up to a whole number and let that help, use that in conjunction with the probability of the money and the support and resistance on the chart. That's the way I do that. Look at XLK. XLK. Technology sector. Still got some upwards movement going. Resistance is up here at 193, some change. But you've got, an upwards ride. I'm going to change this style to see if there's a resting place here in the middle. change this to a line to see if there's any chill. There's like a little bit of rest happened right in here. A little bit of a pause happened at 188, 189. Okay, you also got support there at 189.67. Right in here. It showed some chill, baby. Chill. 187, I said, in here. So I put this on the put credit spread list, even though we're coming into some resistance, right? So this one could be, call credit spread above this resistance here, above the 193. You could also maybe look at it as I don't think it's on both sides. I don't think I put it on both sides. Oh, I did. I put it on the call credit spread and on the put credit spread side. So yes, I did put it into what's called an iron condor. Iron condor is basically will mean you have a call credit spread and a put credit spread, believing that the price will stay between those two. We got 195 on the call side and 190 on the put side. 190 would be up in here, 195 on the call side. Let's go look and see what the trade's looking like. 195 has a 78% probability out of the money, and 190 has a 73% probability out of the money. We got a plus minus 3. As long as we stay between there, we could be good. I could go with that with XLK. I could go with that. I don't have a way to attach that graphic to the comments. You'll have to grab you a screenshot or something, or see it in Facebook. It's there in Facebook. Right. What was next on our list? INTC, Intel. This will be our last one. We're looking at this. And let's get us a little bit bigger so y'all can see what's going on. Need you to be able to see what's going on. Okay. Lines. This is probably a resistance right here. We've got a gap here that we can contend with. I think I put Intel as a put credit spread, which means our support would be here. 45. It's probably something right in here too. If I was to change this to a line, I believe we're going to see some. Yep, right in here. See how the line, I changed to a line chart. So sometimes you can, when you're looking at the candles, you can't see where price stops and kind of pauses. Any place there where price pauses is going to be good for support and resistance, right? And this is another place here where it kind of had a pause. So now we go back to the candle. We're basically in between two places. 46.87 provides some support. So does 45.72. And then we've got resistance right here, which is probably why it hit this and came on back down anyway. 47.67 there. And if you want another one, we've got 48.46. Looking here at our probability out of the monies, this is the 48.5 on the top side and 45.5 on the bottom side. Could be another potential iron condor. Plus or minus 1.5 is our plus minus number. Go up to 47.5, 48.5. Go down to 45.5. These numbers match with that. These numbers match with that comfortably. Yepper. Questions? I don't want to log off. I just wanted to minimize. Go minimize. I can turn that one off though. Oh, I didn't want to turn the whole thing off. Let's go with that. There we go. What questions do we have? Do we have some questions? Questions. Got a whole lot of trades to choose from for the week. You know, we use credit spreads as our bread and butter. Credit spreads is our bread and butter. And with that thought in mind, I've decided we're going to do us another challenge. We're doing us another challenge. Yes, we are. February, we're going to do the small account challenge. And I'm calling it the small account challenge, not because you have to have a small account, but I want people to see that they can use a small account and grow it using credit spreads. It's going to be it's a little more difficult to grow it with cash secure puts, but cash secure puts and put credit spreads are very similar. All right. But we're going to do this for the month of February. We're doing the small account challenge, right? Where we're going to, from February 5th, I'm giving us 4 weeks. The week before that is the end of January. We're going to meet maybe that Saturday or Sunday. We'll talk about maybe that Sunday, because that Saturday, my own community will meet that Saturday, the membership. And then we'll meet on Sunday, get ourselves set up to start our stuff. When you register for it and all, we will, there will be emails and all that. I'll give you a Telegram group to participate in and give you things that you can do to get yourself prepped and ready. And a lot of us are already doing credit spreads regularly, right? If you're doing credit spreads regularly and you may want to join the challenge just to be a part of the whole group and growing of it, continue to be in the hangout, the community, we definitely will do that. It's going to be $97. We'll probably meet Sunday the 5th. And it'll be in the evening. I'll probably do it after this. Most people, unless you got a better time, Sonia, I think it's Sonia. We'll probably do it after this. I may even do it during this window of time. That way I can talk to the masses and anybody else who wants to sign up. So let's just say 5 o'clock on that Sunday. Same time we're here. We'll probably do it the same time that we're here. No reason to, divide me up. We might as well just do it all at the same time. Why don't we do that, right? Small account challenge, you'll start seeing the things to promote it. Go ahead and get registered, though. You don't have to wait to register, right? You can go to my website, Educator2Trader.com, DUCATOR, to trader.mv.mvsite.app. Yep, we'll get ourselves a group. Y'all know we love having us a Telegram group where we hang out together and do some more challenges. We always like a challenge. Yeah, Tamar says another challenge. She said, did I pick it? I didn't pick it. I was trying to pick the one. There we go. How about we pick the right comment? Yay, another challenge. I like these. They've helped me to learn and understand more. Absolutely. Absolutely. When we hang out together, we all get better. Oh, that was a good one. That's a bar. When we hang out together, we all get better. Yes, we all get better. All right. For sure. We do all of our live events, Sonia. We do, and we're currently in the 4 weeks of Chart Your Way to 100K. It's been every Saturday for the month of January. We've done 2 weeks. We've got 2 more weeks to do that. But that's what that's a live event. I teach that every Saturday. I'm teaching on the topics every Saturday. If you want to join in on that, you still can. So that's what we're doing live. And then another live class after the challenge. Not sure. Usually during the challenge, though, I end up coming on. Oh, you mean in person? Do you live in Jacksonville? Do you live in Jacksonville? Because if you do, we could always hook up. But if you live in Florida somewhere, I'm always down for a meetup. But yeah, that's what we're doing with that. Okay, small account challenge. Definitely go and get registered. Or you live in Tampa. Yeah, that's not too far. You can take a weekend trip and ride up here and we can hang out and do some stuff live. And that way we can talk about what it is you specifically want to get accomplished. Absolutely. On the screen before you now is the E2T membership. We have a 9:30 in the morning call we've been doing. We've been doing that 9:30 call via YouTube for the past 2 weeks. And we'll continue that for a little while longer, but that is included in the membership. Okay. Weekly training calls We do those on Wednesday evening. We have a training call where we talk about different topics or things that we need to talk about. This past week we did the trading psychology. The previous week we worked on writing trading plans. And next week or this week we're actually going to we're going to swing back around to hit cash secure puts again. And then we have a monthly coaching call every Saturday. That's within my membership, $97 a month. We do that. Okay, we do that. $97 a month is the membership. If you just want to do the morning calls, they're getting ready to go. They're going to go behind the veil here soon enough. You can join the different membership levels in YouTube. And now that I'm talking about YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss me when I go live, baby. Okay. Refresher. We're still going left in 2024. We're picking 1 to 2 strategies and we're leaning in. We're not doing too much. If credit spreads is something you really are enjoying, which a lot of us are, pick one thing. Pick just credit spreads and let's run it, right? Whatever it is, let's pick 1 to 2 strategies and make it work for us. We're getting education. That's through trainings. That's through all the different ways you get education. Focus on the fundamentals. You want to focus on charting. You want to focus on how do you do technical analysis, which we have ways that we're learning that also. And then you want to trade with a trading plan. I have a video on my YouTube channel about creating a trading plan. So you definitely want to do that. Okay. You want to do that as well. Let me see what the next things were here. And I think that was all the things that we were going to talk about and show there. All right. We've covered a lot today. We got some trade ideas out there. We went through what's coming up this week. We looked at earnings. I asked you to subscribe to the channel. I shared with you the small account challenge that is coming up next month. You can definitely partake in that. Go ahead and get registered. Don't want to wait till the last minute. We know we are notorious for waiting until the day before the things start, which I kind of get it. Like if I paid right then I still got my money until it's time to pay. The only thing is, sometimes when it gets close like that, people, I'm not people in this case, but sometimes if you wait, you might run out of, there ain't no more room for you. But if on Zoom, there's always room on Zoom, right? There's another bar. Look at there. I'm a poet and didn't know it. But you also can have it where if there's not enough engagement or interest, the person may cancel it. So if if you're interested in doing a thing, this is not just for me, this is for people in general. If you're interested in being a part of what somebody offers, go ahead and get yourself registered for it so the person knows that there's interest. All right. Just, you don't want them thinking nobody's interested, then they cancel it off. I did that before where I canceled something. Well, I think we needed to cancel what I canceled, but I did it because we didn't have enough interest. How many days do you set for the spreads? So it depends, Sonia. If you're doing, my community also does SPX and XSP, so 0 DTE. We do 0 DTE spreads in our community using SPX and XSP. And I just put a little thing on the screen for you because that whole strategy is in a playbook and it's $27 at spxplaybook.net. So we do that, but this credit spreads challenge, I wasn't going to necessarily incorporate that. We usually do for the week. We've been doing weeklies with that because I feel like if you're going to do SPX credit spreads and XSP credit spreads, that's like the next level, right? Because SPX can be wild. So you need to be, I'll just use the word, you really want to be a master at credit spreads. You want to be really good with not just the credit spreads though, because learning credit spreads is not hard, but you need to have a really good idea of, chart management, price action movement. There's a lot that goes into 0 DTE on SPX, right? We've got several strategies that we do use though, that we have our folks using, where you can do it if you're doing it in the morning, if you want to trade it in the afternoon. And we got a really good strategy that covers these different time frames. But I really want the people who are doing it to that degree need to be, really, really comfortable with credit spreads. You said you bought that one. Okay. Really want to be comfortable with credit spreads. Let me share something else with you. before we go then, because if you said you got the playbook, or you got the or you have the other resource, the weekly, or do you have that one? Sonia, I'm asking you, do you have the, I'll take on screen one? Yeah, I'm going to allow. This is the SPX spreads for daily and weekly profits. And this resource covers the foundation of credit spreads, but also talks about using this strategy, whether you want to do power hour credit spreads, just the last hour of the day. Do you want to do it in the morning? So if you want to enter at 10:30-ish, you can use the PDT hack with that, which is why that's there. Or you want who wants to use do noon fit your life better. You want to enter around noon. There's a strategy to go along with that. We have the last 15-minute strategy. If you just want to be in the market 15 minutes, I only want to be here 15 minutos, then there's a strategy in here for that. If you want to do SPX for the week, that's in here. Or you can use XSP because it's a one spread, less collateral. This resource is definitely comprehensive on how do you trade SPX and XSP on a daily basis. This is going to give you all the pieces and the parts. It's this videos is what this is, and you're going to be able to, really, if you want to run SPX on a daily basis for at least 10% returns each day, this is what you want to get, right? That's what you want to get. SPX for daily profits. That's what you're going to want to get there. Okay. All righty. Yeah. Okay. You bought the $27 one. That other one there that I just went over, that one's not $27, but it's all of the stuff. It is the everything on trading SPX as a seller. All right. You can go ahead and grab that up at educator2trader.com. Okay. For sure. Let me see if was there anything else I was missing. You want to get that? Okay, well, let me find you the link. Want to make sure that people can get what it is they want. Control C and Control V. Let me put it right here into the chat. trader.mvsite.app. You can click right on that, and you can go straight to that resource that will show you how to trade SPX each day, 10% returns on your investment, your collateral, 10% return on your collateral. Because when you're a seller, you really aren't paying any money. You're just leveraging your collateral for it as a seller. All right. Coolly high. Anything else? Anything else? We will not have our morning call, right? Not tomorrow, because the market's closed. We will be honoring Dr. Martin Luther King. So we will not be doing that tomorrow. But we will come back to our call on Tuesday and Thursday. I think I'm going to do them like at 9 o'clock because that's going to fit my schedule, my life, my teaching life better. Tuesday and Thursday will be 9 o'clock, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is like 9:25. Yep, you got the $27 one, Sonia, and the one I just put in the link. That link there is a more expensive training because it's a lot more comprehensive. All righty. All righty. I believe we've covered. I've done as the Lord has commanded, and yet there is room. All righty. I want you to make sure that you're doing over the weekend, that you're prepping yourselves for your trading. One of the things that we have to do in preparation for our trading is we must give our nervous systems a break, because trading puts a lot of pressure on your systems. Whether you're trading, doing good, you're watching the price go, Who was on here? Was it Tamar? Me and you was going on and on with Carvana. And then Carvana, I'm trying to find you the other day too. And then Carvana ended up dropping. I ended up rolling my Carvana because it was hovering right there at my strike, at my sell leg. And then finally it dropped through it. So I had to roll it to next week. which rolling is nothing more than closing it and opening another trade. But I rolled it instead. I was doing other stuff. But that kind of stuff though puts a strain on your system. Even big wins will also give your nervous system a jolt, right? So you got to take some time on the weekends to just like decompress, give your nervous system a break. Maybe don't do any trading stuff on Saturday or Friday night. If you drink a glass of wine or something, give yourself a chill pill wheel and give yourself a woosah. And then on Sundays we come back in, and then we prepare ourselves for the subsequent week of trading. But you must get to the place where you're managing your psychology in trading, because your system is going to take a beating from trading. And that's not, we're trying to trade long term, right? So you have to have a process for how you're going to manage when the market is closed. You have to have downtime when you're away from the trading. Tamar says, yeah, we were gasping for air on. Yeah, I told you I rolled mine. I'm not sure what you end up doing with yours, but I had to roll mine because it did not want to do right. It didn't do right. It fell right on through the support. It was like, well, anytime if a stock is hanging onto your support or your resistance and keep bumping up against it, at some point it's going to break through. So you have to just be prepared for when it does that. Okay. Yes, we must decompress on the weekends. It's rough sometimes if you had a bad week. I know for me, I used to be where if I was trading and had a bad week, my weekend would be ruined because I would continue to rehearse the trade and what I did and didn't do. What we need to do is definitely, have a place where you can journal your trades, good ones and the bad ones, where you can write down and let all that stuff go. And then move on to the next week. We move to the next trading week. But if we spend so much time, revisiting and rehearsing trades, the good ones and the bad ones, it just, it puts a strain on us. And that's not good for the long-term trader. We're trying to trade where it's kind of emotionless. And I know that that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but we're trying to get to the place where we're doing emotionless trading, where we're entering based on setups, we're exiting based on our pre-described plans, and we're just walking away from it. Okay, definitely. You're very welcome. All righty, you all. Enjoy your day, the rest of your evening today. I'm going to go and cook some dinner. And then I will see you on Tuesday morning for sure. If you're looking for the trade ideas, take those, chart them out for yourself, see what you're comfortable doing, and then, put it together. Do I use on demand on Thinkorswim? I do use on demand. A lot of time on the weekend, though, almost every time you go to Thinkorswim on the weekend to use on demand, they're doing some maintenance on it. So a lot of times it just moves very slow on the weekend. But I use on demand. Yeah, I think I got a couple of YouTube videos on my channel that tell you how to use on demand. And on demand is basically where you can go back and replay the stock market. So you can replay what went on, or if you're practicing a strategy or back testing a strategy, on demand is a good place. I'm not sure what ThinkBack is. On Thinkorswim. You talking about Thinkorswim? What is ThinkBack? Do I use on demand to think back? Does that help you with do you write stuff down or something there? I don't think I've heard of ThinkBack. I haven't heard of that. I have to go check it out. I hadn't heard of ThinkBack. That's interesting, though. I'll go check it under the Analyze tab. Well, I have it open, but I don't know if Analyze. Maybe it has to be in the live. Oh, I see ThinkBack. I can share with y'all now that I'll share my screen. That way you can see what I see. You can see what I see. Okay, so I went under, this is Thinkorswim. And I went under the Analyze tab. And under the Analyze tab is ThinkBack. ThinkBack. What is it, a place where you can write or something? I'm not sure what happens here, but simulated trading. Add simulated trades, probability analysis. It's the same thing, but different format. Okay. Cool. Because this seems to work with the sim, because the on demand only works if you're in your live account. Well, even though you're not trading live money, on demand only works when you're in your live, not in simulated. Right? Cool. Thank you for that. I'll investigate further. Maybe do a video on it. Enter a past date, then you can go back and see. Interesting. We'll use it and then we'll come back and talk about it. Talk about it. Okay, you all. I'm wrapping us up. We do two things in this community every single week. Our desire is to stay green and to get this money. All right. I will see you all later. See you in the market. Find me. If you need to send me an email, feel free to do so, or you can inbox me on the different platforms. I usually respond back. All right. See y'all later. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.